What's going on, everyone? Badger here. Should have like and sub, and let's get into this. And that is, dear gods above and below, do not let it happen. Save us, baby Jeebus. Yeah, rebooting the original series with the current showrunners is one of the worst ideas, right up there with let's do the original Star Wars again, but with the current showrunner. It just no. Stop. You've ruined it so thoroughly that now, instead of looking back at the just wrought destruction, you go, no, let's just go to the parts that we haven't destroyed and redo that, and then blame the fans when it doesn't resonate. So the last time we even talked about the Kurtzman era of Star Trek, which oh my God, Discovery and all the things, was this article that with the upcoming merger of Skydance and Paramount and all of that, that they had issued, if that is even going forward still, but they had issued Alex Kurtzman an ultimatum that if he didn't give them 3 new series going forward that could be producible, he was out and that he was not going to continue to be the lead. And we've heard about Star Trek Academy. We've heard about, Section 31 came and went, and we saw how horrible that was. Either way, we do have Strange New Worlds continuing, and they are hinting at possibly doing an original series reboot since they have the actors and they have the sets. So last week, Paramount announced that Star Trek Strange New World is wrapping up with a shortened season 5, which means they're done, which, if we get lucky, will bring it into the Alex Kurtzman era, that he will be done. But unfortunately, we do have that Starfleet Academy coming out. So the showrunner for Strange New Worlds is the one that is suggesting that they might do a reboot series with their Kirk, Spock, and McCoy. And for all the reasons, that would be horrible. Obviously, Picard was the first huge sin that, even though Terry Matalas came in the third season rather, and started using actual Star Trek music again and made all the characters act like they used to act, great third seasons, but it is so partitioned off that those first 2 seasons of Picard and stealing the ending of Mass Effect with the Reapers coming through the AI. Yeah, we knew. And then, of course, Discovery, which just 5 seasons of trash and Michael Burnham and autistic Spock and having her essentially be responsible for every important thing that happened, and then just saying like, oh, it's top secret that you can't talk about it. And then Section 31. Section 31 was so bad, I literally had to readjust all of my ratings. I would rather watch Rebel Moon all day long, all of them, the extended cuts, than watch Section 31. That's how horrible I found it. Like, let that soak in. And then we had Strange New Worlds. That was the most palatable because it looked the most like Star Trek and it felt the most, huge air quotes on that. And Anson Mount as Captain Pike, even though he's got extreme TDS and he's really ruined it for me lately, he was the best thing about it. But even that, with Lower Decks and all the other things, crossovers, it just left a lot to be desired. However, we did get Spock and Kirk, played by Paul Wesley here, to show up multiple times, and that is where showrunner Avika Goldsman spoke with Trek Movie and talked about their potential. Of the fact that they're even thinking about it shows you how skewed their thought process is. But he says, right now the characters are in mid-stage development. How do they become who they are? What happens to some of them? Those are questions that we knew we needed to answer and promised to answer. And so that's our 5-year plan. And then we run into the original series. And then he says this in a conspiratorial tone, but they're not dying. And we have those sets. They try to reboot. This is what J.J. Abrams came in, and even though he was more of a Star Wars fan, and literally the first Star Wars movie, and he just turned Star Trek into an action film and didn't understand any of the characters, that first movie got some response, but every single one after that has been a failure. And thankfully, there's the Kelvin timeline, so most Star Trek fans could just ignore that timeline. I wish Star Wars had like a Filoni timeline that we all could have just ignored it. Instead, they were like, no, it's all canon. So there you go. Either way, the results of that 2009 JJ Trek, that ain't saving them. The Kurtzman Trek era, that ain't saving them. We still have a lot of questions, and then more questions than answers with the Skydance merger at Paramount. including whether Star Trek will even continue beyond Starfleet Academy second season, which we heard is greenlit even before the first one came out, and the aforementioned shortened New Worlds, whatever, Strange New Worlds season 5. So we still have that coming out. If those continue and are profitable for Skydance, dear God, there is a chance that they could do an original series reboot of Star Trek. And if they did it, we are doomed, because Kurtzman, much like a Russell T. Davies, has gone on record multiple times saying that he doesn't care about the actual source that he's working on. He cares only about modern day politics and how to put that source that he's working on and infuse it with his modern day politics and beliefs. And it shows in the final product. Let me know what you think about this. Either way, make sure to like, share, and sub. If you have done that, thank you. If you're going to do that, thank you. And
well, bye.